there, fellow marketers. Professor Wolters here, and today we are here outside of El Patio, my favorite Mexican restaurant there is, Liam's favorite one. Our whole family's like, we love this place. And companies and restaurants love to have customers that love them, loyal customers, because loyal customers help you stay in business. And you want to have loyal customers that wear your t-shirt that say they're the #1 fan. You have them that they cry when you think they're closed. Oh yeah, they were putting in no floors last week and Liam was crying because he was so sad he thought they might close. And having customers that are really brand champions for you, that talk about you, tell people to go there, eat there a lot, go there a lot, shop there a lot, are fantastic. And there's some things that you can do to build up those loyal customers, because a lot of people forget that loyal customers that come back are so much better than having to go get new customers all the time. And the big part of that is it's a lot cheaper to maintain a customer and a customer relationship than it is to go out and get a new customer. Think about it. Any of you ever gone on a date before and you're like, oh my God, it takes so long to find a girlfriend or a boyfriend or a partner or somebody. Oh, it's such a drag. And then you finally get somebody and you kind of stick with them for a while because it's a lot easier to maintain that relationship as opposed to going and finding a new one. And for businesses, it's the same way with loyal customers. You want to get that relationship, nurture it so they keep coming back again and again. Because the thing is, loyal customers don't just come back, they also purchase more when they do shop. So example, here at El Patio, if we go to other Mexican restaurants in some other city, obviously, when we go there, we don't always get queso and the extras and stuff like that. But when we come here, yeah, we'll get the extra queso and we'll get the grande queso, not the small one. And yeah, maybe I'll have an extra margarita when we're there to sit and talk with the workers and stuff like that. You have those things, and loyal customers do spend more. Another place, and I'm sure some of my students are going, how could you not be filming this in front of Culver's? Well, Culver's is another restaurant I really love. It's a fast food burger place, but the thing, it's a very family-friendly kind of thing, and we love going there. And the thing is, when we go to any other fast food place, we never get dessert for the kids and stuff like that. But every time we go to Culver's, you know what? The kids will get their little custard at the end. And you know what? I might grab a custard too at the end as well, because I'm willing to spend more money. And that's the thing is, loyal customers spend more on each visit when they come, and it's more likely they might tip more if you're at a restaurant and things like that. So that's another really great thing about loyal customers. Now, another good thing about loyal customers is they're usually willing to pay more money for what they want, which means as a company, you're having less negotiations, less haggling with your normal customers because they know how things work. You don't have to explain as much about the product. You don't have to go through all the steps and things like that, which is really nice. And the thing is, those loyal customers, since they know how the firm works, it's a lot easier dealing with them, working with them and things like that. For example, the restaurant here, El Patio, when we come in, if they're getting slammed, we know that we can just sit down. We don't need to wait to be seated because we know where the open spots are. They don't have to explain, well, if you want to see what our menu specials are, they're up here at the front. We already know that, so we can kind of skip through things. So ordering is faster, paying is faster, things like that, because we know, oh, you can go pay at the front. You have these kind of things. And that's what's cool. Think about it yourself. Do you shop at Amazon a lot? You do that because it's so easy to do because you already know how the system works. When you go to a new website to order, you're like, wait, where do I put my address in? Do I have to pay tax on that? What about shipping? I'm not really sure. You have those different things. But loyal customers, they already know how it works, so it's less work for you, and you know they do spend a bit more, and that's a really nice thing because you're not using as much energy on them because you're focusing on doing your job as opposed to telling them all the things they need to know because they already know them. But the thing is how do we create these loyal customers? Because it's not just, oh, I love their food. There's a lot more that goes into it. And one thing you can look at, and this is where I think Culver's has done a really great job, is they have a very clear positioning. Like, Culver's is a family-friendly burger place where you can go and have a nice meal and people will treat you nicely with that Wisconsin aw shucksness. And the food's good too. So when I go there, I know I don't have to worry about bad music coming on when I've got my little kids there listening to stuff. I know the food will come out hot and fresh, so I'm not getting stale burgers or stale fries. It's all right there. And also they're a family setting, so they don't give the ice cream right away, or I should say the custard right away. What they do is like, no, eat your meal, and then the kid has to go up and get it afterwards, which is a nice way that they're like, look, you can bribe your kids to finish their food. You don't really have that problem there. Their cheese curds are great. But these are things you got to think about, because if the company, what you're doing, feels like it's designed for that client, they're more likely to be loyal. Now the thing is developing that relationship with the client isn't always an easy thing. And sometimes you just don't have enough connection with them to create that loyalty feeling. So another thing you might see is loyalty programs, okay? Like we fly with Delta and we have our Delta Sky Miles. I'm a Platinum Medallion member. Why? Because I fly with them a lot, and I know the more I fly with them, the more upgrades I'm going to get and free upgrades and stuff like that. So I want to fly with them more. So they're kind of paying for my loyalty with all those free benefits. And that's what companies do, whether it's a sandwich shop or a pizzeria giving you the 10th pizza free or the 10th sandwich free, or a kind of a Starbucks kind of thing, your 6th latte is free. They're doing these things to create that loyalty. Because then you're like, well, do I want to go fly with some other airline when I've got all these miles, when I've got all these possible upgrades? Of course not. And so then I'm willing to spend more money for that Delta flight versus some other airline. And another thing that really helps in creating this idea of really loyal customers is look at them as not as one-time customers, but lifelong customers. And a lot of it comes into kind of your mentality when you're thinking about your clients. I kind of look at it in terms of car dealers, because there's new car dealers and there's used car dealers. And if you think about it, a used car dealer, when you go buy a used car, why are you buying a used car? Because you can't afford a new one, right? And so you're looking for the cheapest price. So people are loyal to the cheap price, not to the car dealer, the used car dealer. And the used car dealer knows that. So they've got to get every single dime they can out of you, because you might not come back because you're going for the cheapest thing. And so therefore they're trying to figure out every little dime. Now that's different if it's a new car dealership. You go to a new car dealership, they're treating you nice. Oh, here's some, here, sit in our waiting area, have a drink, have a snack, no problem. Because for them, they're looking at a long-term customer value. Because the new car dealer knows, oh, if you're a college student, you're going to buy that first car out of college. And then when you finally get that real good job, you're going to buy that first new, you're going to get your Ford Fiesta, first off, little tiny car. And then you're going to get your Ford Mustang because things are going well. And then you're going to get married, you're going to have kids, and then you're going to get the minivan, right? And then you're going to realize, I don't want a minivan, I want something bigger. And so you're going to get your Ford Expedition. And then later on, when you have your midlife crisis, you're going to get another Mustang. And start thinking about that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars in 20 years. All of a sudden, it's not we're making $1,000 off someone in a one-time used car sale. Now we're selling them hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of cars and service and parts and recommendations they're going to give to us. And so all of a sudden, if you think of these clients in terms of it's not a one-time customer, it's a 20-year customer, you really start to think of them differently. That's why when you're looking at your friends you've been with a long time, you treat very different than the person you just met who you think they could be a good friend versus your lifelong friend. So you kind of think of it in a different way. And if you do that, it really helps you have the mentality that you need to really create those loyal customers. Because believe me, when you go into El Patio and you're getting the queso with your kid and he's bawling his eyes out because he thinks they're closed, you know you've done something right. So to all those companies that we really support, we love going to, like El Patio and Culver's and Delta, you've got us, and we'll spend more money to be with you because we're loyal clients, and that's what you're going to look for when you're a business, okay? So what are some of the things you see that your favorite companies do that get you to be loyal, whether it's a restaurant or a clothing place or something like that? Let us know in the comment section below so people can see how other companies have got their loyal customers to keep coming back. Well, I'm sure my order is waiting for me inside because I got to go have some great Mexican food. I wish you all the best, and I'll say bye from here at El Patio.